Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed is one of the best games of all time. In fact, it might be the best. That's not hyperbole, as you only need to race one lap on the exploding, multi-layered Skies of Arcadia track to feel it. The controls are sleek, the roster rocks, and it serves as a greatest hits tour of Sega's storied, decades-long history. As expected, Sonic and his pals can't measure up to that same greatness alone with Team Sonic Racing, though Transform left them with a rock-hard foundation to work with. The gimmick here is in the title. Team Sonic Racing separates players into squads of 3, capping out at 4 squads for 12 racers at a maximum. The idea is that you race as normal, scoring points for placing, but can get ahead by doing team-centric things, like sharing items with your partners. It totally fits the whole feel-good vibe of Sonic and it works far better than you'd expect. But before I go any further, just in case you're going to stop watching here, know that a normal free-for-all race mode is fully on offer here, so you aren't forced into the team shtick. As for the teams, there are a few things afoot here, so I'll make it as digestible as possible. Standard races typically are comprised of 3 laps, and the placement of each teammate matters in the final scoring system. Upon picking up an item box, of the typical missile, shield, and boost variety with a few twists, you can choose to give it up to someone on your team. You can also skim past a teammate to save them from spinning out, or slingshot ahead by driving into their track lines to gain a boost. I actually love how it all comes together. Dumping useless items has always been a problem in kart racers. So if I'm first, giving someone a projectile they can use to shoot up ahead on my level is a great feeling. The same goes for providing a slingshot trail. I found myself consciously driving with more precision to ensure that my lines were easy to follow, and that my teammates could stay in them. Restricting characters based on team choice is my only real bummer, though it does make things easier to follow. As an example, enemy racers and your partners are also highlighted with an aura. The air quotes story mode will run you through all of this bit by bit. It's more of a tutorial than anything, with light bits of voice banter, dual audio no less, between rounds. You can tell Sega kind of just stuck this in for die-hard fans. It's neat in theory, but the delivery feels very jilted, like each voice actor is reading their lines months apart from one another.
Ho 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 ho! Hello, Blue Hedgehog. I am Dodonpa. I'm glad to see you accepted the honor of my invitation.
During a race, the dialogue is much better outside of the occasionally funny interaction, though thankfully it can be turned off or forced into text-only status. Big props to the playtester who probably asked for that option.
Water, way to go!
There's a bit of depth buried in Team Sonic 2, due to the manageable 3-class system. Speedsters are resilient to projectiles. Technique-based racers can drive over grass or gravel at full speed, and Power can smash through hazards without slowing down. Tracks typically have more portions that play to the strength of each, which makes the whole team concept even more intriguing. It heightens the meaning behind who you pick as your avatar beyond typically intangible benefits between weight class and kart racers. By the way, this is the roster. You can look at it, you can complain about it, but don't say I didn't warn you. That track list, mind you, is one of the game's weakest elements. There's some bangers that deserve to be buried in the hollow crypt of kart racers, like the Clockwork Pyramid, which offers a veritable buffet of neon aesthetics and dangerous hazards. Then there's the Haunted Castle, which is one of the best uses of the spooky/castle track motif yet. All 3 casino levels are perfect baseline, putting in work courses, but several blend together and the last Grand Prix repeats courses. Mere tracks soften the blow, but a few levels had me scratching my head going, I swore I played this already. Team Sonic, in comparison to Sumo Digital's efforts with Transformed, feels safer. Since you aren't flying or skimming over water in addition to racing karts, levels are more traditional in nature. That's not inherently a bad thing, but I wish they pushed the envelope a bit more often, as it becomes a problem when several of the game's tracks blend together. That's not to say Sumo Digital doesn't get creative. There's a lot of granular Sonic references baked into each track, like the Mother Wisp jellyfish from Sonic Colors, that crafts oral tracks in the sky. The more esoteric and adventurous concepts like this evoke some of the best bits of Racing Transformed, even if they're few and far between. Team Sonic also has more out-there events like killing a bunch of Edcar NPC racers, or King of the Hill, aka staying first to accrue points, or even Survival, aka last place is eliminated each lap. It's a decent compromise in lieu of a real battle mode. I'm not jazzed about the currency system, which is all in-game as of now, which grants players random card upgrades and cosmetics for individual characters, on top of one-time use bonus box powers. I wasn't a huge fan of Mario Kart 8's equipment mechanics, but this is far more annoying due to the random nature of it. The thing is, Team Sonic Racing has enough single-player and offline/online multiplayer options to keep people going for a while, so a grind like this wasn't necessary. Plus, parts have trade-offs, so it's not like getting shiny new rims for Shadow's Ride as an instant win more upgrade. In most circles, Team Sonic Racing probably won't unseat Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or Transform's ever-enduring legacy if my house is any indication, and that's fine with me. Plenty of folks will enjoy these Sonic Focus, and many of the tracks would have been fantastic as Transform DLC. I just wish it wasn't as limited in scope out of the gate. But for more written reviews, original features, interviews, and more, be sure to head on over to Destructoid.com.